Alright, welcome to Pokemon Soul Silver or Heartgold, I can't remember. I can only use normal type Pokemon. Let's go, Rattata. Simple as always. Rattata-tat. Alright, time to fight Silver. He leads off a Cyndaquil, I'll lead off a Tat-tat-tat. And yes, that's what I named it. A couple quick attacks, did it in. Yeah. I like Rattata. Alright, next up, we catch our next hammer, Pidgey. It's Italian. And I named it Burb. Alright, time to fight Faulkner. He leads off a Pidgey, lead off Tat-tat-tat. Quick attack takes it out. Says Pidgeotto, I tail whip it 3 times, I go down to Gusts. And then I send out my Pidgey after Rattata goes down, tail whipping it, and I take it out with 2 quick attacks. And that was Faulkner. I am the better Burb trainer, Faulkner. Alright, next up is Proton. First Hyper Fang missed, but take it out of Zubat. Next up is Coughing, couple Hyper Fangs took it out. Alright, time to fight Bugsy. I lead off with Tat-tat-tat. I Hyper Fangs, I focus his energies. It quick attacks, I Hyper Fang, another quick attack takes me out. Send out Pidgeotto, I send out Burb, I gust it, then a quick attack brings it to 5 health, another gust takes it out. Then it's Kakuna and Metapod both go down to 1 gust, and that was Bugsy. Next up is Rival Silver, the second fight. Alright, Silver fight time. He's off Ghastly, off Tat-tat-tat. Bite, one-shots it. Next is Kolava, I bite it, he leers. I go for Hyper Fang, he smoke screens. Go for Hyper Fang, I miss. Next Hyper Fang takes him out, I take him out with a quick attack. Last up is a Zubat, and I go for Hyper Fang and I take it out. Alright, I catch my next Pokemon, which is Apom, which took a lot of fucking Pokeballs. I named it Monk. Alright, time to fight Whitney. I lead off with Monk. 2 headbutts took out Clefairy because it flinched. Next up's Miltank. I sacrificed Monk just to tickle it down a few times. Monk goes down, I send out Eradicate because it tickles. A couple headbutts do it in. And that was Whitney. Probably the easiest Whitney fight I've ever had, if I'm being real. Alright, next up, I catch my next team member, Stantler, and I name it Chode. I catch my next team member, Girafarig, and I name it Space W, I don't know. Silver time. Psybeam, just 2 poison types. Next is Kolava. I Psybeamed it. Then I went for Stomp. Then he Flame Wheeled me. I go for Psybeam again, take him out. Last up is Magnemite. I Psybeamed it. I just kept Psybeaming him, and I eventually took it out. Alright, time to fight Morty, this piece of shit. Alright, I say that. His Ghastly goes down to 1 bite. Next up is his Haunter. He goes for Hypnosis. He hits. I'm asleep. He goes for Dream Eater. I stay asleep all 5, and I take out my Dream Eater. I send out Chode. He hits Hypnosis again. By the way, I want to clarify this. This man hit Hypnosis so many times this goddamn fight that I used Chode, when I was grinding up Chode against trainers, I missed Hypnosis like 6-7 times in a row. And I got Chode to faint. I took out Gengar because I leered it out of its sucker punches. Haunter goes out of that and just, it's this. I'm just so mad Morty hit all those goddamn Hypnosis. It's what you expect. Alright, time to start grinding. I catch a Tauros beforehand, and I name it Kahuna. Next up, while grinding, I find a shiny Pharaoh. I catch. I'm not gonna use it only because I used Pharaoh way too damn much, and I should get Pidgeot a chance. All right, check time. He's off a Primate, lead off Meow. I Psybeam it. He double teams. I go for Psybeam again. Almost take it out. No, Psybeam takes him out. Next up is Poliwrath. I go for Psybeam. Do a little under half. He goes for Surf. No Psybeam. Then he goes for Focus Punch for whatever reason. I take him out with the Psybeam. Okay, time to. After that, I learn Odor Sleuth. Next up, it's time to fight Zubat. Proton. He leads off with Zubat. I Zen Headbutt it after I missed the first time around. Next up is Coughing. I Zen Headbutt it to 1 shot. Next up's Eradicate. 2 horn attacks, do it in. I love Kahuna. Alright, next up is the Arion Double Fight. I Zen Headbutt or Arbok to take it out. As Lance goes for Fly. Next up's Murkrow. I go for a Horn Attack, doing a little over half. He takes out Drowsy with the Fly. I take out Murkrow with the Horn Attack. He goes for Thunder but misses. She sends out her Gloom. I go for Zen Headbutt, and I take it out with the critical. Then Grimer goes down to 1 Zen Headbutt, and that was the double battle. Okay, now that's done. Time to fight Price. Hit off a Meow. I go for Thunder. Thunder almost takes it out. He paralyzes. He heals. I go for Thunder again. Then I take it out. Then I take it out the Psybeam. Next up is Pillow I send out Burb as a sacrifice. Then I send out Kahuna. Intimidate gets his attack, and I start Fire Blasting. Horn Attack. I Horn Attack him to get him back in range. Then I take him out with the Fire Blast. Next up, last up is Dugong. So I just keep Kahuna out. I just keep Horn Attack until he falls. Then I decide to send out Tat-tat-tat. I go for Headbutt. Or Beam does half. I go for Headbutt again. And Tat-tat-tat eventually falls to an Ice Shard. Next up, I send out Monk. He goes for a rest. I just start using Return, and I eventually take him out with some returns. God, that was annoying. Alright, time to fight Jasmine. I dug her Magnemites with Monk, taking them both out pretty easily. Next up, Steelix. I just kept digging it, but then it took me out with a few Iron Tails. Okay, now that Ambipom's down, I send out Pidgeotto. Since 80 power is the only real thing to do damage to it, I fairly danced it 3 times as it starts belittling my attacks. Then I go for Pluck to eat its berry, just so it doesn't have to get rid of more of its defenses. After that, I send out Tauros, and I start spamming Fire Blasts, but I eventually do run out of them because of the fact that she's spamming items. You know, now I don't do that anymore because of these challenges. I realize how scummy that is. I go for Horn Attack, try to do some damage on it, but I missed a Fire Blast in the process, so I can't take it out. So I just use Zen Headbutt, he uses Iron Tail. So I switch up to Giraffe Ray to take advantage of its lower special defense. I just Side Beam it, and I slowly but surely chipped it to death, and that was Jasmine. My different time and game, still the same old dick, huh, Silver? You goddamn. You're my favorite rival, but goddamn, you're an ass. Alright, time to fight Proton, Petrol again. It's just a Side Beam sweep, besides his Wheezing that took 2 and Smoke Screaming. Other than that, I just Side Beam the rest of his team. And that's what happens, Petrol, when you have nothing but coughings, 5 coughings or 1 Wheezing. All it takes is 1 decently strong Psychic type move, and that's your entire team. I think I actually missed one just because of that 1 smoke screen he did, but yeah, time to fight Silver now. Leads off with Golbat, lead off with Chode. I go for Stomp, he goes for Confuse Ray, I go for Stomp again, and I eventually do take him out. At least with Air Cutters. Next up's Magnemite, I go for Hypnosis, then I switch out into Kahuna, and hit with the Fire Blast. Next up is his Quilava. I stay in, I Horn Attack it, he Smoke Screens me, I Horn Attack but I miss. I go for Horn Attack again, almost take it out. Then I miss another Horn Attack. He's Flame Wheeling me down. I eventually take him out with the Horn Attack. Except Sneasel, I Horn Attack, but I miss. He takes me out with a Feint Attack. Send out Monk. Return 2 shots to Sneasel as I get hit with a powerful Feint Attack. Last up's Haunter. I switch out to Tatata. He uses Curse, and I take it out with the Crunch. Alright, time to fight Proton now. He sends out Golbat. I send out Kahuna. I go for Zen Headbutt. It one-shots him. Next up is Wheezing. I go for Zen Headbutt. He goes for Sludge. He goes for Smoke Screen. I keep going for Zen. I take him out with a Horn Attack eventually. Now it's Proton. Alright, time to fight Ariana. She leads off with Arbok. I go for Stomps. It goes for Glare. Crunch. I go for Stomp again. Crunch. I take out the Stomp. Next up's Murkrow. I stayed in. I stomped it. He uses Wing Attacks. He then takes me out of the Pursuit as I throw in Ta-Ta-Ta. I go for Quick Attack and I take it out. Next up's Vileplume. I go for Headbutt. It goes for Sleep Powder. It goes for Acid while I'm asleep. I wake up and I take out a few more Headbutts as it acids me. Alright, time to fight the Mac Daddy of Team Rocket, Archer. I go for Dig on his Houndour, one-shot. Next up's Houndoom. I go for Dig, almost take it out. Then he hits me with Fire Fang. Then I go for Return and take it out. Next up is his Coughing. I send out, then I use Return to one-shot it. Alright, time to fight Claire. She's off with Gyarados. I used Thunder with Meow, but second one hit, took a bite. Next up is a Dragonair. I sacked it off. I go for Psychic, almost taking it out. It takes me out with Dragon Pulse. Send out Monk. I go for Return. I take it out. Then next up's Kingdra. I go for Sand Attack. It's Hydro Pump. I go for Sand Attack again. It misses Hydro Pump. Then I go for Return. Misses Hydro Pump again. I go for Tickle. Misses Hydro Pump. Another Return takes it out. Last up's a Dragonair, and a critical Return one-shots it. Alright, now that Claire's dealt with, time to fight Silver. She's off with Sneasel. Return one-shots it. Next up's Golbat. I use Return. He's hit a two-shot it with Return. I know I'm using Monk a lot. Next up's Magneton. I go for Dig, and I one-shot it. Next up is his Typhlosion. I go for Dig. As it goes for Lava Plume, Dig, one-shots with a critical. Next up's Kadabra. Return one-shots it. And last up's Haunter, which I can't do anything to, ironically. So funny enough, as it's last, I send out Kahuna, and I take it out with the Zen Headbutt. And that was Silver. Time to fight the Elite Four now. Yay. Alright, time to fight Will. He leads off with Xatu, lead off with Tat. I Crunch, he U-turns into Jinx. I stay in, I Crunch, I take out Jinx. Since he sends Xatu back out, I finished off the Crunch. Next up is Executor. I use Crunch. I go for Tail Whips as he goes for Reflect. He puts me to sleep. So I switch out into Meow. He goes for Psychic. I take it out with the Crunch. Alright, next up is Ozatu. I go for Crunch. I almost kill it. He eats this berry. He Confuses Raise me. I Crunch and I take it out. Next up is his Slowbro. I then hit myself in Confusion. He Amnesias. I hit myself in Confusion again. He Curses. I hit myself again, and then I snap out of it, hit Crunch, and my next Crunch crits, and I take him out, and that was Will. Alright, time to fight Koga. He leads off with Ariados, I lead off with Meow. I miss Zen Headbutt, but I take it out, but then I hit my next one. Next up's Fortress, I switched out into Kahuna. He goes for Toxic Spikes, I go for Fire Blast, and I one-shot it. Next up is Muck, I go for Zen Headbutt, and a couple Zen Headbutts do it in. Next up is his Crobat. I Zen Headbutt it, almost take it out. He eats a berry, he goes for Double Team. I go for Zen Headbutt again, actually hitting it, and I take it out with a crit. Last up is Venomoth. I use Fire Blast on it. I almost kill it, then I finish it off with a Horn Attack. Alright, time to fight Bruno. I send out Meow, I go for Zen Headbutt, almost like I hit my top, he goes for Dig. I go for Stomp, and then I go for Zen Headbutt to finish him off. Next up is his Hitmonlee, I go for Zen Headbutt, take him out one shot. Next up is Machamp, I go for Zen Headbutt, knock him down to red, he eats his berry, he takes me out with Cross Chop. I send out Burb, Pluck takes it out. Next up's Hitmonchan, I go for Pluck, almost kill, he goes for Thunder Punch, I do Pluck, takes it out. Last up's Onix, I pluck it a few times, it takes me out with Rock Slide. I then send out Monk, I go for Dig, he goes for Earthquake. Dig almost takes it out, he goes for Earthquake again. I go for Return as he heals, and I keep going for Return, takes me out with an Earthquake. Then I send out Kahuna, and I just use a Zen Headbutt. I missed my first one. I missed my next Zen Headbutt too. I take it out the Zen. I keep nailing the Zen Headbutts. He's at red, and I just get out another Zen Headbutt. That was annoying. Alright, time to fight Karen. I lead off with Monk. I go for a Return, then Tickle. It goes for Payback to hit another Return, take it out. Next up's Gengar. I can't hit this thing at all, so I send out Meow. He hits Focus Blast, and hits another Focus Blast, which I might add. Bullshit. I miss Thunders every other day. Alright, next up is Merc. Speaking of Thunder, I missed it there. I need to teach a Thunderbolt. So, I do have the TMs for, I just didn't know if I wanted to use them yet. Alright, I go for Dig on Houndoom, by the way. And I go for Return and take it out. Last up's Survival Plume. I go for Returns. She misses a Stun Spore, another Return takes it out. Okay, I lost a land, so I decided to teach some of my Pokemon Ice Beam with Thunderbolt. I taught Meow Thunderbolt to take Gyarados out one shot. Next up's Aerodactyl, I goes for Crunch, almost killing me. I go for Thunderbolt. And then I just decided to stack off Meow to a Crunch. I send out Kahuna. I take it out with an Ice Beam. Next up is Dragonite, level 50. I go for Ice Beam. I do half. Eats his berry. He goes for Outrage. I decided to go for Ice Beam again, stacking him off. He goes for Outrage again. He gets confused due to fatigue. I send out Chloe. I take it out with a Stomp. He goes for Hyper Beam. I take him out with another Stomp. Aha, you couldn't heal, bitch. Next up is other Dragonite. I confuse it with Confuse Ray. I guess for Thunder. It hits me. I send out Tat. I go for Ice Beam. Almost take it out. He paralyzes me. Then I take him out with another Ice Beam. Next up is Dragonite. He Dragon Rushes me. He gets a crit. Almost kills me. Then he hits Blizzard to take me out. I think he's flexing the fact he's hitting that move. I send out Monk. I go for Return. Take him out. Next up is Charizard. 2 Returns. Take him out. And that was Lance, the Dragon Champion. Yay. Alright, and that was... We beat Lance with nothing but normal types. I did a lot of gambling to get those Ice Beams. Well, it wouldn't be fun if I didn't try to take on Blue and Red, so I guess I'll see y'all there. Oh boy, that's gonna take a while. Time to fight Blue. He leads off with Zekidor. I lead off with Burb. I go for Flies. He goes for Trick Room. Fly almost takes him out. And he tries to me with Hypnosis. He missed. To take him out with the Pluck. Next up is his Rhydon. I switch out Burb to Tat to take a Stone Edge. Doesn't really take one that well. I send out Kahuna to lower its attack. For Stone Edge, I go for Earthquake. Almost doing not much. I go for Ice Beam. So they amount. He goes for Earthquake again. I take it out with an Ice Beam. Leave myself at 32 health. Next up is Machamp. I hit it with a powerful Giga Impact, but it takes me out with an Earthquake. Next up, I send out Burb. I finish it off with a Pluck. Next up is Gyarados. I U-turn out to Girafarig as it sets up Dragon Dance. It goes for Dragon Dance again, but I take it out with a Thunderbolt. That's luckily, because that Waterfall probably would have killed me, honestly. Next up is Arcanine. I send out Chode to lower its attack with Intimidate. Then I try to use Confuse Ray, but it takes me out with Extreme Speed. I send out Meow. Go for Zen Headbutt. Goes for Flare Blitz, almost taking me out. Then it goes for Extreme Speed, finishes me off. I send out Monk. I go for Dig. Dig finishes it off. Last up is Pidgeot. I go for Return. I almost take it out. He eats Berry. He goes for his Return. Go for Return again. Takes me out with Return. I send out my Pidgeot. Take him out with a Fly. A critical Fly. That was lucky. That Fly might not have killed. Alright, the time we were waiting for. Mortal Kombat. Against Red. Earthquake with Kahuna. One-shots his Rat. Next up is his Blastoise. I decided to go for Giga Impact. He goes for Blizzard. Does about half. Then he hits a Focus Blast. Yeah, my enemies are great with that, aren't they? I send out Tat. I use Headbutt. I flinch it, then Hail takes it out. Next up is his Snorlax. I go for Headbutt. I get a critical hit on it, and then I go for Headbutt again, leaving it at low red. He goes for Blizzard. Hail doesn't take him out. He heals. I go for a Headbutt again, and Hail takes Tat out. I send out Chode, and I stomp it. I get a critical stomp. It's buffeted by Hail. No stomp takes it out. Next up is his Lapras. I stomp it. He goes for Blizzard. Blizzard almost takes Chode out. I go for Stomp again. And then it takes me out. I keep stomping it. Then I get taken out by a Brine. I send out Monk. Red heals. I go for Return, doing a little under half. I tickle it as it hits me with Blizzard, almost taking me out. I take it out. Then I take it out with a Return because it's lower defense. Next up is Venusaur. I go for Return as he goes for Giga Drain. Giga Drain finishes me off. I then send out Meow, Zen Headbutt, one shot takes out Venusaur. Last up is Charizard. I go for Thunderbolt. He Fire Blitzes me, then I go for he heals. I go for Thunderbolt again, and then one more Thunderbolt takes out Red, and boom, we defeat the hardest trainer with only normal type Pokemon. All right, and that was Pokemon Soul Silver or Heart Gold. I really can't remember which game this is with only normal types. Hope you all enjoyed. Please suggest it for challenges in the future, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace. Kicked Red's ass with a fucking ant with a fucking monkey. Let's go.